The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified the Plastic Waste Management (PWM) Rules 2016 to establish a robust framework for managing plastic waste in India. I, Harshit Simha, your host, welcome you again to discuss in detail the Part 1 of this PMW Rule 2016. These rules supersede the earlier Plastic Waste Management and Handling Rules 2011, bringing significant changes to improve plastic waste minimization, source segregation, and recycling. The rules came into force on the date of their publication in the Official Gazette of India, which was the 18th of March 2016. This immediate implementation highlights the urgency of addressing plastic waste issues. The rules are officially titled Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. This name reflects the broader focus on comprehensive management rather than just handling of plastic waste. With a focus on implementing the polluter pays principle and involving waste pickers and recyclers in the collection process, these rules aim to create a sustainable waste management system across urban and rural areas of India. Let us explore in detail. Slide 2, Scope and Application. The Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 offer a comprehensive regulatory framework that applies to all stakeholders involved in the plastic life cycle. This includes waste generators, local bodies, gram panchayats, manufacturers, importers, and producers of plastic products, ensuring wide-ranging coverage and accountability across the system. Special exemptions are granted to export-oriented units or those located in Special Economic Zones, SEZs, manufacturing products against confirmed export orders. This provision helps maintain global competitiveness for Indian exporters while adhering to environmental safeguards. However, there are exceptions to these exemptions. Units producing items such as Gutkha, tobacco, and pan masala, or those involved in the packaging of harmful or non-essential items like supari, sachets, and multilayered packaging of small items, do not qualify for exemption. This ensures that products with high potential for environmental harm remain under regulatory control. Overall, the rules promote responsible plastic usage while supporting regulated industrial growth. Slide 3. Key definition under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. Under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016, carry bags are defined as bags made from plastic or compostable plastic material used to carry or dispense goods and are designed with a self-carrying feature, like handles. An important distinction is made between carry bags and packaging used to enclose goods before sale. The rules specifically exclude packaging that forms part of the primary packaging of a product, thereby drawing a regulatory line between retail-level carry bags and packaging materials. This distinction is crucial because different compliance requirements apply, particularly related to thickness, minimum 75 microns, revised to 120 microns, and labeling norms. Additionally, manufacturers of carry bags must register with the state pollution control boards and follow prescribed norms for material safety and recycling. A brand owner refers to any entity or company that sells a product under a registered brand label. This includes both manufacturers and those who outsource production but market products under their own branding. This definition is critical as it places the responsibility of post-consumer plastic waste management on those who introduce plastic into the market, promoting accountability and sustainable waste practices. Brand owners are held accountable for managing the plastic waste generated from the packaging of their products through the mechanism of Extended Producer Responsibility (EPR). They are required to develop and implement waste collection systems, either individually or through producer responsibility organizations, PROs, and must register on the centralized EPR portal managed by the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. Compliance includes submitting annual plastic usage data, ensuring collection and recycling targets are met, and maintaining records. While multilayered packaging refers to any packaging material composed of multilayers, at least one layer of plastic with combination of common materials such as paper, aluminum foil, or metal. These layers can be laminated or co-extruded, making the packaging structurally complex and often difficult to recycle. Commonly in market example used in food and consumer goods, examples include chip packets, cartons for ready-to-eat meals, and sachets for shampoo or sauces. These materials are designed for strength and barrier protection but pose significant environmental challenges due to limited recyclability. The rules emphasize the phasing out of non-recyclable multilayered plastic packaging and encourage producers to switch to recyclable or biodegradable alternatives. Compostable plastics are defined as plastics that undergo degradation through biological processes, breaking down into carbon dioxide, water, biomass, and inorganic compounds. This biodegradation occurs in composting environments, making them safer for disposal compared to conventional plastics that persist in the environment for decades. A critical requirement for compostable plastics is that they must leave no visible, distinguishable, or toxic residue. They should fully degrade without harming soil or groundwater, ensuring environmental safety. To ensure quality and environmental compliance, manufacturers and sellers of compostable plastic products, such as carry bags, must obtain certification from the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, before they are marketed or sold. EPR is a key policy approach that holds producers, importers, and brand owners responsible for managing plastic waste throughout its life cycle. EPR encompasses core concept, responsibility for collection, recycling, and safe disposal of post-consumer plastic waste. Collection systems may include buyback schemes, deposit refund systems, or direct collection. Implementation channels through PROs, producer responsibility organizations, ULBs, urban local bodies, or third-party recyclers. Primary responsibility lies with the producer or brand owner to ensure end-of-life plastic is processed in an environmentally sound manner. Waste generator includes any individual, commercial entity, institutional establishment, or industrial unit that generates plastic waste. Subcategories include residential establishments, expected to segregate plastic at source. Commercial establishments, required to hand over segregated waste to authorized collectors. Institutional generators, must implement in-house segregation and disposal mechanisms. Transportation entities, responsible for cleanup and proper disposal of waste generated in transit. Waste management process. The rules define waste management as the reduction at source, collection, storage, transportation, reuse, recovery, recycling, composting, or disposal of plastic waste in an environmentally safe manner. This comprehensive definition covers the entire life cycle of waste handling, from generation to final disposal or recovery. Waste pickers mean individuals or agencies, groups of individuals voluntarily engaged or authorized for picking recyclable plastic waste. They play a crucial role in India's recycling ecosystem, often working in the informal sector to collect, sort, and channel plastic waste to recycling facilities. The Plastic Waste Management Rules, 2016 define manufacturers as individuals, units, or agencies involved in the production of plastic raw materials used by producers for packaging or product development. These manufacturers are mandated to maintain detailed records of all suppliers and users involved in the plastic supply chain to ensure transparency and traceability. A recycler, as per the rules, is an entity engaged in converting segregated plastic waste into reusable products or raw materials. Recyclers must comply with Indian standard IS 14534:1998, which outlines the technical and environmental standards for recycling processes. Both manufacturers and recyclers are required to obtain registration from the respective state pollution control boards, SPCBs, or pollution control committees, PCCs. This regulatory step is essential for legal operation, monitoring, and to uphold accountability within the plastic production and recycling ecosystem. The rule ensures that only compliant entities contribute to managing plastic waste sustainably. Slide 4. Conditions for manufacture and use of plastic bags. The Plastic Waste Management Rules, 2016 lay down specific conditions to reduce the environmental impact of plastic bags. Firstly, plastic carry bags made from virgin or recycled plastic must have a minimum thickness of 50 microns. This ensures greater durability and promotes reuse, discouraging the use of thin, disposable bags that contribute heavily to littering. Secondly, no added pigments or only pigments conforming to Indian standard IS 9833:1981 are permitted. Plastic bags must be in their natural shade or use certified safe colorants to prevent the release of harmful chemicals. Lastly, 100% of plastic materials used must be safe, especially for food contact applications. This minimizes contamination risks and protects public health. Together, these conditions aim to improve the quality of plastic bags, making them safer and more suitable for collection, recycling, and multiple uses, thereby aligning with broader environmental sustainability goals. Slide 5. Phasing out non-recyclable multilayered packaging. The phasing out of non-recyclable multilayered plastic packaging within a strict 2-year timeline from the date of implementation. These types of packaging, which combine multiple materials and hinder effective recycling, are significant contributors to environmental pollution and landfill waste. The rules allow for no exceptions, reflecting the government's firm stance on eliminating plastic materials that cannot be recycled. This policy sends a clear message to all stakeholders about the need to transition towards more environmentally responsible packaging solutions. Moreover, 100% industry compliance is required, regardless of market position or product category. All manufacturers and users of such packaging must adhere to this mandate. By enforcing this rule, the government aims to reduce plastic waste, encourage innovation in sustainable materials, and protect the environment from long-term plastic pollution challenges. Slide 6. The explicit pricing of carry bags. Under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establishes a structured framework to reduce plastic bag usage and promote sustainable waste management. Minimum annual fee, 48,000 rupees. Retailers and street vendors must pay a registration fee, with larger retailers paying significantly more, 4,000 rupees per month to local bodies. This creates a financial incentive to minimize plastic bag distribution. 100% registration requirement. Only registered shopkeepers and their vendors can distribute plastic carry bags, ensuring complete oversight of plastic bag circulation in the retail ecosystem. 6-month implementation period. Local bodies have 6 months from notification to establish registration and fee collection systems, allowing adequate time for systematic implementation. The pricing mechanism aims to reduce casual distribution of plastic bags by making vendors financially accountable. By requiring registration and imposing fees, the rule encourages retailers to either pass costs to consumers or seek eco-friendly alternatives. Slide 7. Ban on plastic for Gutkha and tobacco packaging. Based on the image, the ban on plastic for Gutkha and tobacco packaging under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 addresses environmental and health concerns through comprehensive restrictions. Tobacco products. The rules explicitly prohibit plastic use in tobacco product packaging, reducing significant environmental waste. This targets both environmental concerns and aligns with public health objectives by making these products less attractive and accessible. Gutkha products. Similarly, Gutkha products cannot be packaged in plastic materials, addressing both environmental and health considerations associated with these products. Pan masala. Pan masala packaging in plastic sachets is also prohibited, targeting a major source of small, difficult to collect plastic waste that frequently contaminates the environment. The ban specifically targets plastic materials for packaging Gutkha, pan masala, and tobacco at all forms. This addresses both environmental concerns and aligns with public health objectives by making these products less attractive and potentially reducing consumption. Slide 8. Restriction on recycled plastic use for food packaging. The restrictions on recycled plastic use for food packaging under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 prioritizes public health and food safety through careful regulation. Food safety first. Carry bags made of recycled plastic cannot be used for storing, carrying, dispensing, or packaging ready-to-eat or drink food items. This prevents potential contamination from recycled materials that may contain harmful residues. Health concerns. The restriction addresses concerns about potential contamination and migration of harmful substances from recycled plastics into food products, protecting consumers from chemical exposure through food contact. Alternative uses. While recycled plastic cannot be used for food packaging, it can be utilized for non-food applications, ensuring recycled materials have valid market applications while protecting public health. Slide 9. Special provisions for compostable plastics. The Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establish comprehensive standards to ensure authentic biodegradable alternatives. Certification requirement. Compostable plastic carry bags must obtain certification from the Central Pollution Control Board before marketing or selling. This ensures only genuine compostable products enter the market, preventing greenwashing and maintaining environmental integrity. Degradation standards. Products must comply with Indian standard is 17088/2008, which specifies requirements for plastics that undergo biodegradation during composting without leaving toxic residues. This ensures complete environmental breakdown within specified time frames. Labeling requirements. Every carry bag made of compostable plastic must bear a compostable label and conform to appropriate Indian or ISO standards, helping consumers identify genuine compostable products. Slide 10. Protocols for compostable plastic materials. The protocols for compostable plastic materials under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establish rigorous scientific standards for biodegradable plastics. The determination of degradability and disintegration of plastic materials must follow protocols listed in Schedule 1 of the rules, which reference Indian standards. These protocols ensure materials claiming to be compostable actually break down in composting environments at appropriate rates. Compostable plastics must undergo rigorous testing to verify they decompose into carbon dioxide, water, inorganic compounds, and biomass without leaving toxic residues. Only products passing these tests can be labeled and sold as compostable, preventing greenwashing and ensuring environmental safety. These protocols provide scientific validation that compostable plastic products genuinely biodegrade without harming ecosystems, supporting India's transition towards sustainable packaging alternatives while maintaining strict environmental protection standards. Slide 11. Marking and labeling requirement. The marking and labeling requirements under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establish comprehensive identification standards for different plastic products to ensure proper waste management and consumer awareness. Carry bag information. Each plastic carry bag must bear the manufacturer's name, registration number with State Pollution Control Board, and thickness. This provides essential information for accountability and proper disposal. Multilayered packaging. Multilayered packaging must carry the manufacturer's name and registration number, ensuring traceability throughout the supply chain. Recycled products. Any product made from recycled plastic must bear appropriate markings conforming to Indian standard as requirements for recycled products, helping consumers identify and properly dispose of recycled materials. Compostable products. Compostable carry bags must display specific labels indicating their biodegradable nature, conforming to Indian standard as biodegradable plastic specifications. Slide 12. Recycling symbol system for plastic types. The recycling symbol system for plastic types under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establishes a standardized identification system to facilitate proper plastic waste segregation and recycling. Standardized coding system. Each plastic type receives a specific code within a recycling triangle. Code 1, PET, polyethylene terephthalate, water bottles, soft drink bottles. Code 2, HDPE, high-density polyethylene, milk jugs, detergent bottles. Code 3, V, vinyl, PVC, pipes, window frames, blister packs. Code 4, LDPE, low-density polyethylene, bags, films, packaging. Code 5, PP, polypropylene, bottle caps, straws, containers. Code 6, PS, polystyrene, disposable cups, food containers. Code 7, Others, multi-material plastics, polycarbonate. Purpose. This system helps proper identification and segregation of different plastic types, facilitating more efficient recycling processes. The standardized coding enables consumers, waste collectors, and recycling facilities to quickly identify plastic types and their appropriate recycling methods. These symbols are internationally recognized codes designed to change coding arrows, facilitating proper identification crucial for effective plastic waste management and supporting India's circular economy objectives. Slide 13. Implementation timeline for local bodies. The implementation timeline for local bodies under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establishes a structured four-phase approach for systematic implementation at the local level. Phase 1 Initial period. Local bodies had 1 year from the date of final publication of the rules in the official gazette to set up systems for plastic waste management, working with producers to establish effective collection mechanisms. Phase 2 By law development. Local bodies were required to incorporate provisions of these rules, adapting the relevant framework to local conditions and enforcement mechanisms to ensure compliance. Phase 3 System establishment. Within 1 year, local bodies needed to establish segregation, collection, and disposal systems, ensuring all aspects of plastic waste management were addressed comprehensively. Phase 4 Continuous Improvement. Following the initial implementation period, local bodies must continuously improve and adapt their systems as plastic use patterns change and new technologies become available. Slide 14. Prescribed authorities for rule enforcement. The prescribed authorities for rule enforcement under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establishes a multi-tiered enforcement framework involving various governmental bodies at different levels. State pollution control boards. State pollution control boards and pollution control committees have primary responsibility for enforcing environmental compliance, including registration, manufacture of plastic products, monitoring, and disposal of plastic waste. Urban Development Departments. The Secretary in charge of urban development in states and union territory enforces provisions related to waste management by generators and use of plastic carry bags and packaging materials in urban areas. Gram Panchayats. In rural areas, Gram Panchayats serve as enforcement authority for provision related to generators and use of plastic carry bags and packaging materials. District authorities. All these authorities can seek assistance from district magistrates or deputy commissioners or district collectors for effective enforcement of the rules. Slide 15. Responsibilities at various levels. 1. Local bodies play a central role in setting up and maintaining waste management infrastructure, ensuring a infrastructure development, establishing waste collection centers, landfills, recycling units, and processing facilities to manage solid and hazardous waste. B. System management, ensuring smooth operations of waste collection, transportation, and treatment through standardized procedures, monitoring mechanisms, and adherence to environmental regulations. C. Recycling initiatives, promoting segregation of waste at the source, setting up material recovery facilities, and supporting circular economy practices to reduce landfill dependency. D. Stakeholder engagement, collaborating with community groups, NGOs, businesses, and the public to raise awareness and enhance participation in sustainable waste management efforts. 2. Producers and brand owners are responsible for minimizing waste generation and ensuring a collection system, implementing extended producer responsibility (EPR) frameworks where manufacturers set up collection and recycling programs for their products and packaging waste. B. Multilayered packaging, reducing the use of difficult to recycle multilayered packaging or transitioning to biodegradable alternatives to improve environmental sustainability. C. Registration requirement, registering with relevant authorities for compliance with waste management regulations, ensuring transparency in their waste handling practices. D. Record maintenance, keeping detailed records on the quantity of waste generated, collected, and recycled to monitor environmental impact and ensure regulatory compliance. 3. Waste generators, including households, businesses, and industries, have a vital role in minimizing waste and ensuring responsible disposal. Their responsibilities include a. Waste minimization, reducing waste generation through efficient resource use, reusing materials, and composting biodegradable waste. B. Proper handover, ensuring segregated waste is handed over to authorized collectors, avoiding illegal dumping and improper disposal. C. Fee payment, paying appropriate charges for waste collection services, contributing to the maintenance and improvement of waste management systems. D. Event management, adopting eco-friendly practices during events by minimizing waste, ensuring proper disposal, and promoting sustainable alternatives. 4. Retailers and vendors must adhere to regulatory guidelines to maintain hygiene and proper waste disposal. Their responsibilities include a. Compliance with standards, following waste management guidelines for packaging, disposal, and hygiene to prevent environmental hazards. B. Penalty for non-compliance, facing fines and legal consequences if they fail to adhere to waste disposal regulations or contribute to littering. C. Registration requirement, registering with local authorities to ensure they operate within waste management frameworks and meet environmental safety standards. D. Mandatory display, displaying proper waste disposal guidelines for customers and maintaining cleanliness in their operational spaces. Slide 16. Registration process and requirements. In the Plastic Waste Management (PWM) Rules 2016, registration of various entities and their requirements are as follows. 1. Registration requirements for producers. Initial application. Producers had to apply for registration with the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee within 3 months of the rules publication, providing necessary details about their operations. 6-month transition. A 6-month transition period was provided, after which no producer could manufacture or use plastic or multilayered packaging for commodities without valid registration. Waste Management Plan. Registration renewal requires producers to possess an action plan for establishing plastic waste management systems, endorsed by the Secretary in charge of Urban Development. Ongoing compliance. Registration renewal requires producers to possess an action plan for establishing plastic waste management systems, endorsed by the Secretary in charge of Urban Development. 2. Registration process for manufacturers. Application submission. Manufacturers of carry bags or recycled plastic bags must apply for registration to the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee prior to commencing production, using the prescribed Form 3. Document review. Authorities review the application for completeness and verify that the unit possesses valid consent under relevant environmental laws and certification from authorized government agencies. Facility inspection. The processing facility may be inspected to ensure it has appropriate facilities, technical capabilities, and equipment to handle plastic safely before registration is granted. Registration issuance. If all requirements are met, registration is initially granted for 1 year and can subsequently be renewed for 3 years, provided all conditions continue to be fulfilled. 3. Registration process for recyclers. Application filling. Recyclers must apply to the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee for registration using Form 2, providing details of their recycling facilities and processes. Technical assessment. Recyclers must apply to the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee for registration using Form 2, providing details of their recycling facilities and processes. Decision timeline. The State Pollution Control Board must decide on registration applications within 90 days of receiving a complete application, ensuring timely processing. Registration validity. The State Pollution Control Board must decide on registration applications within 90 days of receiving a complete application, ensuring timely processing. Renewal process. The State Pollution Control Board must decide on registration applications within 90 days of receiving a complete application, ensuring timely processing. 4. Registration for producers and brand owners. Form I. It specifies the information required from producers and brand owners seeking registration. This includes detailed company information, particulars of plastic materials used, production capacity, and most importantly, plans for waste collection systems based on extended producer responsibility. Waste details. Form I specifies the information required from producers and brand owners seeking registration. This includes detailed company information, particulars of plastic materials used, production capacity, and most importantly, plans for waste collection systems based on extended producer responsibility. 5. Registration form for plastic recyclers. Form requirements. Form 2 requires recyclers to provide detailed information about their facilities, including location, capacity, technologies used, and types of plastic waste processed. This ensures proper oversight of recycling operations. Technical documentation. Recyclers must submit technical specifications of machinery, processing methods, pollution control measures, and quality control systems to demonstrate their capability to safely handle plastic waste. Output specification. Information about recycled products, including quality standards, intended applications, and marketing channels, helps authorities assess the facility's contribution to the circular economy and verify compliance with recycling standards. 6. Registration form for raw material manufacturers. Form 3 submission. Manufacturers of plastic raw materials must submit Form 3 to the State Pollution Control Board or Pollution Control Committee for registration or renewal, providing comprehensive information about their operations. Moreover, Form 3 emphasizes transparency in the plastic supply chain, requiring manufacturers to maintain and provide records of all persons engaged in the supply of plastic raw materials. This helps authorities trace plastic materials from production through to end products and ultimately to waste management systems, establishing accountability throughout the plastic life cycle. Required documentation. Form 3 emphasizes transparency in the plastic supply chain, requiring manufacturers to maintain and provide records of all persons engaged in the supply of plastic raw materials. This helps authorities trace plastic materials from production through to end products and ultimately to waste management systems, establishing accountability throughout the plastic life cycle. Compliance evidence. Form 3 emphasizes transparency in the plastic supply chain, requiring manufacturers to maintain and provide records of all persons engaged in the supply of plastic raw materials. This helps authorities trace plastic materials from production through to end products and ultimately to waste management systems, establishing accountability throughout the plastic life cycle. Slide 17. Revocation and cancellation of registration. The revocation and cancellation of registration under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 follows a structured three-step process ensuring due process while maintaining environmental compliance. Step 1. Non-compliance detection. Authorities undertake regular monitoring through site inspections, reports, and compliance checks. Registration of applications, organizations or environmental regulations may trigger review of registration status when violations are identified. Step 2. Notice and hearing. Before revoking registration or cancelling permits, the state pollution control boards must provide the violator, entity, or individual with proper notice and processes with an opportunity for hearing, ensuring procedural fairness and legal due process. Step 3. Decision and appeal. After considering explanations and evidence, authorities may maintain, revoke, suspend, or cancel registration of affected parties. Typically, there are recourse to appeal processes under environmental legislation. Slide 18. State-Level Monitoring Committee. The State-Level Monitoring Committee under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 serves as a crucial oversight body for effective implementation and coordination of plastic waste management policies at the state level. 1. Composition. The committee includes a state-level advisory committee chaired by the Secretary of Urban Development, with members from various implementing agencies, pollution control authorities, and experts from relevant fields, ensuring comprehensive representation and expertise. 2. Meeting frequency. The committee meets at least once every 6 months to review implementation progress and address challenges. It can meet additional times as necessary to address urgent issues or policy developments. 3. Monitoring role. The committee's primary function is effective monitoring of rule implementation progress across the state, ensuring coordination between different implementing agencies and stakeholders throughout the jurisdiction. Slide 19. Annual reporting requirements. The annual reporting requirements under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establish a comprehensive monitoring system through mandatory submissions by different stakeholders at specific deadlines. April 30th Processor reports. Every person engaged in recycling or processing plastic waste must submit an annual report in Form IV to the local body with a copy to the State Pollution Control Board by April 30th each year. June 30th Local body reports. Local bodies must prepare and submit an annual report in Form V to the Urban Development Department with a copy to the State Pollution Control Board by June 30th each year. State PCB reports. Each State Pollution Control Board must submit a consolidated report in Form V to the Central Pollution Control Board by July 31st each year, summarizing implementation across the state. August 31st CPCB report. The Central Pollution Control Board prepares a consolidated national report on plastic waste management and submits it with recommendations to the central government by August 31st each year. Slide 20. Information required in annual reports. The information required in annual reports under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 establishes comprehensive data collection requirements across different reporting levels to ensure effective monitoring and policy development. 1. Recycling Facility Reports, Form IV. These reports require detailed information about recycling facility operations, including quantity of plastic waste received, processing capacity utilization, types of materials processed, and quantity of waste disposed. This data tracks processing efficiency and residual waste management, providing insights into recycling infrastructure performance and capacity gaps. 2. Local body reports, Form V. Local bodies must include details on plastic waste quantity generated, collected, processed, and disposed within their jurisdiction. Reports must cover coordination efforts with authorized recyclers and challenges faced in implementation, enabling assessment of local waste management effectiveness and identification of systemic issues. 3. State PCB reports, Form V. State Pollution Control Boards consolidate information from all local bodies, summarizing the status of plastic waste management across the state. These reports highlight successful initiatives, challenges encountered, and recommendations for improvements, providing state-level policy insights. 4. CPCB Consolidated Report. The national report analyzes trends in plastic waste generation and management across states, identifies best practices, assesses compliance levels, and provides policy recommendations to the central government for national-level strategic planning and resource allocation. This multi-tiered reporting system creates a comprehensive database for evidence-based policy making and adaptive management of India's plastic waste challenge. Well, this is the end of the topic, and now we shall dive into the second part of the plastic waste management in India, where we explore the various amendments being done after 2016 onward till date.